Okay, hey guys, it's Brianna, and today I am back with another video. I know it's kind of been a minute since my last video, but I've finally just gotten the chance to do it. Seriously, today's video is just all the things that I wish someone would have told me when I was going into high school, and the advice that I think is real advice that not a lot of people talk about, and so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So let's get into the video. Okay, so as everyone knows, being a senior in 2020 was kind of chaotic, but it was still fun, and I just wanted to share my wisdom on everything that I experienced in high school. We've all seen High School Musical, and we've all seen the high schools on TV, and we know that majority of what's on TV is not how it is in real life. I wrote things down. This is my list. My high school experience was I would say it was pretty good. Every high school has different programs, and you can either take like the normal course classes or AP and honors classes, and some high schools offer you dual enrollment classes. In my experience, I did AP honors and dual enrollment, and I kind of just mixed them throughout. I started dual enrollment in my junior year, and I kind of just mixed them throughout my high school experience. A lot of the times, classes like that can damage your GPA more than they can help your GPA, especially if if you do an extracurricular activity, then it will be hard for you to keep up and can mess up your GPA more than help it. Hello?
Hi.
Your vehicles instead of watching. If you do choose to do like AP and honors or dual enrollment, I personally would choose one or the other. Really, to me, AP wasn't worth it, and unless you know for a fact that you're going to have the time to dedicate a lot of time and energy into that class and into the AP classes, into studying and doing your homework, you have to get at least like a 3, 4, or 5 on the exam at the end of the year to even get college credit for it. But for dual enrollment classes, you just have to pass the class. That's classes that you're not going to have to spend money on when you're actually in college. So it is really nice, but like I said, this has just been my experience, so do whatever you feel is best. Another thing I wanted to talk about, especially if you're in Georgia, your HOPE GPA is not the same as your high school GPA. I did not find out about this until my senior year. And some schools talk to you about it, and some people know about it, but I guess I never got the memo. A lot of people depend on that scholarship, so pay attention to your HOPE GPA and make sure you know exactly what that GPA is. Another tip that I have is to check your email and like the school website and the announcements as much as you can. Sometimes you're not at school. Like for my second semester of senior year, I didn't go to school until 12:30, and I only had 3 classes. So a lot of stuff I missed out on, and honestly, if it wasn't for Snapchat and Instagram, then I really wouldn't have known about half the things that I should have known about. Some schools do Google Classroom. Make sure to check that and actually read every announcement that is sent out so that you can make sure you're getting all your stuff done that you need to get done. How much time do I have? Another thing is keep track of your absences. A lot of schools have a limit of absences that you can have. From my high school, our absences were held like against our finals, so sometimes you wouldn't have to take a final for a class. If you had like 7, 8, 9, 10 absences, you'd have to take all these tests even if you had an A in all of your classes, which really sucks because if you don't have to take a test, then you obviously don't want to take that test. So you really just want to watch your absences, know the limit that is required for your finals, so that you don't have to take those tests, but also you know you've only been absent like once or twice the whole entire semester, and you just really need a day to kind of just chill and get your mental health together, then you have the ability to do that. So yeah. Another thing I want to say is take advantage of your free time. I know that in high school you get caught up wanting to talk to all your friends, get caught up wanting to talk to different people in the hallway, or if you're in a study hall or you have time in the library that you just want to like hang out or just sit on your phone or do different things like that. But I promise in the long run it will really benefit you if you just take advantage of those times. There were days where I would not go to lunch. I would go to the library and go and sit in these like private little rooms that they had. I would eat my lunch in there, and I would sit and write notes or study or do homework that I know I needed to do. I suggest finding the different places in your school where you can kind of get away from other people and take that time to get things done that you need to get done. Another thing that I kind of made a mistake about in high school was not thinking about college until basically my senior year. And that is really not a good thing, because when I was looking at colleges, I had always thought about different colleges, but when you start looking, you start realizing they're like the actual requirements for a lot of colleges. A lot of like bigger schools like UGA and FSU and like some of those big name schools, they have higher requirements for their GPA and higher test score requirements and different things like that. You're going to want to look at that before you're a senior, because by the time you're a senior, it's not like you can miraculously bring your GPA up like a whole point. It's really hard to do that. It's a lot easier to destroy your GPA than it is to get it back where you want it to be. It's possible, but it's a lot harder to do. So just when you're a freshman, sophomore, you might not know exactly what college you want to go to, but just start looking into them. The last thing I wanted to say that is kind of in the academics topic is do not push off taking the SAT and the ACT. I know they're big, nerve-wracking tests, and it's really scary when you first think about it and hear about it, but I promise you they're a lot easier than people think they are, and you can take them literally as many times as you want, like as many times as you want. Yes, they cost money, but if you're wanting to get into a really good school that requires a high SAT score or ACT score, or you just take it the first time and don't do that well and you know that you can do better, it's completely worth taking it a lot. Okay, that is crooked. Okay, sorry guys, I put my hair up. But what I was saying is I literally took the SAT once and fell asleep in the middle of it, and I still did well, but I could have done a lot better if I was more prepared and wasn't tired that day. But I just kept putting it off. I put off scheduling one. Do not be like me and procrastinate taking your SAT and your ACT. Ooh, okay, now I'm talking about extracurricular activities. My one most important thing that I want to say is to get involved. However you can, however you want, just get involved in something, whether it's a sport or a club or some sort of fine arts class or just different pathways that you can take at school. There's so many different things that you can do through the school, through your elective classes. And then also there's so many different organizations that you can get involved in outside of school. For me, it was dance line, and it really just made my high school experience so much greater. I got like an automatic group of friends, which whether or not they're your closest friends in the world, there's still people that are going to be able to relate to you on some level. So even in those times where you might feel like you're really alone, like you're going to have a team or a group that's in the same club as you or whatever that's going to relate to you and be able to know about one aspect of your life, even if they don't know about all of it. It presents you with different opportunities that I would have never like in a million years thought that I would have done in high school. It was just really incredible, all the different things that I've been able to do just because I dance. Really, just getting involved in different things just helps you a lot, just to make your high school experience so much better, and also will help you with your college application. Say you and another person that is exactly like you, like y'all have the exact same grades and the exact same scores, but say this person was involved in sports and did different clubs, and this person only focused solely on their academics and wasn't involved in anything, didn't do a club, didn't do a sport, didn't do anything like that, this person would most likely be accepted over this person. Trust me, getting involved will really benefit you, so you should definitely do that. Hello. Okay, so back to wet. Do not get too involved in everything that you just have no time for yourself and no time to focus on the things that you want to do, or no time to focus on your homework. Like I said earlier, if you're going to be really involved in different extracurricular things, you probably don't need to take all honors and AP classes. Like, taking 1 or 2 is okay, but I really don't suggest loading yourself too much like that, because it just gets extremely stressful. From personal experience, it really just got super overwhelming, and I was trying to prioritize certain classes over other classes, and my grades suffered. And a lot of times I figured out different ways to get my work done. If you have a study hall available, if you are able to get in a study hall, I highly suggest taking a study hall class. If it weren't for me having study hall my freshman and sophomore year, I probably would have never gotten any homework done. Don't spread yourself too thin, because it's really going to end up being a big burden on your mental health and just making you a lot more stressed than you really need to be. You don't want to regret taking the different classes because you weren't able to do your best. So yeah, whatever activity you get involved in outside of school, do not become too attached to it. Don't let it become your identity, because if you let that become your identity, then after high school you're going to be extremely lost and not know who you are, really. You do not need to do that. Do not dwell on the past. Don't constantly think about, well, I was this and I did all these great things in high school, because high school can be a great experience if you let it, but you still always need to be looking towards the future and being like, well, college is going to be even better, and then after that my life is going to be great, and thinking about how you can make the future better instead of dwelling in how good the past was. Relating to the thing of don't get too attached to school, do not get too attached to your friends either. If some people are just meant to come in this season of time and then to go, and one thing you'll find out is that you're always changing and you're always becoming a new person or getting rid of old habits and making new ones. There are just friends that are not meant to be there forever. Like, there are some friends that are not meant to be there for your entire life, and some not even your entire high school career. And when you try and hold on to those friends that you really shouldn't be trying to hold on to, that's when you can get hurt, and that's when drama happens. Love your friends when they're there, be kind to your friends, but don't try to fight for something, because then it's just going to hurt you even more. I don't personally believe that you really find your true group until either junior or senior year. I didn't find my group of friends that I'm in now until my senior year. Like, I had some of those friends and that I'm still friends with now, but my friendships were not at all like they are now. It's a really great feeling when you have friends there and you have people there that you know genuinely care about you. Do not try to hold on to people that are not there for you. One thing I want to say is take risks and do what you want. Like, People get in high school and get so scared, and not even high school, in middle school, elementary school, all throughout people's whole entire lives, they're so scared of what other people are going to think of them. There would be days where I would literally be scared to wear something that I thought was so cute and so adorable because of what I thought other people were gonna say. And it really wasn't even worth the time. It's not worth trying to fit in with different people. Okay, my camera turned off. Hopefully it's filming. Just mind your own business. This is literally probably the biggest advice that I could give to someone, and it is just keep your mouth shut. Like, honestly, so much stuff in high school is talked about. Everyone talks about everything, and this is one thing that it was very, very hard for me a lot during high school. And it just isn't worth it, and it's just hurtful to other people. Like, you don't know what's going on in those other people's lives, and so when things go back to that person, drama starts, or it just hurts them a lot, and it's just not even worth the time of day. Like, it's not worth the energy that it takes for you to speak it out of your mouth. But there's a lot of power in just being able to be quiet, and so I just wanted to give that little bit of advice to mind your own freaking business. Okay. One of the last things, I'm wrapping up, I promise. This is pretty much the last thing that I want to say, is just that have fun in high school and think about everything as a learning experience. You're going through some of the most important ages. Like 15, you're getting your learners, 16, you're getting your license, 18, you're becoming an adult, and then graduating. And these are some of the most important ages and important times in your life. Just don't hold on to the little things that happen to you. Don't tear yourself up over little things that in a couple years you're not even gonna care about. Just give yourself room to grow as a person. I hope this helps someone, and I hope you make your high school experience super great. High school doesn't always suck. It doesn't always have to suck, I promise you. So just smile and keep your head up high and be kind to people and just show love. That's all you can do. But I really hope you liked it, and thanks for watching. Love y'all. Bye.